Reel to reel.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Reel with Just Jase, and I'm your host, Just Jase. And today I have the Mr. Sasha Blair with me. Hi, Sasha.
Hi, Jase.
How are you doing?
Pretty well.
Good. Do you want to just tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Yeah, I'm a sophomore in college, about to start my junior year. I go to Hutchinson Community College, and I met Jase in 2017 when I trained him in Sterling College's food court.
Yeah.
Sandwich position.
Yeah, that felt like that was like forever ago.
Yeah. That was an awkward day for sure.
It was, yeah. Yeah, I remember, and then it's just like
I was so tired, and the entire time I was thinking, this kid probably thinks I'm an idiot. He doesn't know what I'm doing. But
yeah, and then it's like towards the end of the shift, you're just like, yeah, let's just get going. And like the next time you trained me, then we started like actually like getting
right.
We weren't like not like we weren't getting along, but yeah.
No, I remember I was just done with everything that day.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, I have to train someone.
Because you just started the job too, right?
Yeah, well, kind of, but
sort of, yeah. Because you started.
It's just awkward.
Yeah. But I mean, life's awkward.
Yeah.
Embrace it. Yeah. So I don't work at the cafe anymore, and Sasha, he took some time off for a while, but he just came back a couple of weeks ago, and now he's back now. He'll be here for the rest of the semester. So we still hung out and talked to each other and kept in touch, and then now we can start seeing each other more again. And even though you go to college like 20, 30 minutes away.
Right.
Yeah.
But we have kept up the tradition of going to see movies when they come out.
Yeah.
And catching up on Marvel and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we typically go see Marvel films. We first saw ever since Thor Ragnarok, we've been going to every Marvel film since then.
Yeah.
I mean, while we've been here, I mean, like Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Which pretty much has been all of them. Well, no.
Everything but like Ant-Man and the Wasp
and Black Panther.
We didn't go.
I have not seen Black Panther.
You haven't?
No, and I know this is like a mistake. We would have met
This
on
is a
podcast.
And it's on Netflix too.
Yeah, I don't have an excuse.
Yeah, I say you really don't.
I shouldn't have said that.
No, you're good. I'm just like really surprised. Like you need to go watch it when you get done here. You had a whole.
It's the only one I have not watched.
Okay.
I need to.
You do.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And yeah, we went and saw Venom together. That was
interesting.
That was interesting. Yeah. Not really great, but it was still fun.
It was
like
Tom Hardy, and it was kind of funny.
It was kind of funny. Just yeah. It was just like this
if
is
you
like
go into it knowing it's a bad movie, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
You won't hate it. You'll just be like,
why?
Go with it.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, it seemed like it was like a more realistic version of a person getting the powers. Kind of like he's just like the slum dog, just trying to go through life. He literally just eats frozen tater tots out of the freezer and
me.
Yeah. And it's like he never gets his shirtless scene. He's always wearing a hoodie and he's always sweaty and needs a shower. So that's not really realistic. Like I don't really know what is. So yeah. So we go see movies every once in a while. So speaking of movies, we're here to talk about them. And kind of a lot's kind of happened since then, kind of sort of. Last time we talked about a lot of different things, and that was the day that the Joker trailer came out. And we kind of talked on that a little bit. You ended up watching it, right?
The trailer?
Yeah, the Joker trailer?
Yes.
What'd you think?
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty excited.
Mm-hmm.
Last time we saw the Joker was incredible.
The Suicide Squad?
Well, no. Okay. No. I don't consider that Joker like a Joker.
Yeah.
Plus, I heard that there was like controversy on set on like how often he appeared. Like
he was so
Leto
awkward,
was
so weird.
Yeah, Leto was complaining that they cut like a ton of his time out.
Yeah, they did.
So yeah, we barely saw him. It wasn't about him really.
They basically had enough footage to basically make a Joker movie with him.
Right.
And he was like a sub character in the film, and he hated it.
No, so I'm actually referring to the last time we actually saw the Joker doing things, throughout an entire movie, which was Heath Ledger. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's risky with a character like the Joker. Mm-hmm. You have to cast the right person. The story needs to be like written in a way that is convincing, just because he's all over the place. Mm-hmm. So. When I saw this new trailer, I was thinking, we always get these superhero movies, and the Joker's kind of just, there. He just jumps in. He's just a villain,
Yeah.
But it looks like from the trailer that he will actually have an origin story, which is really cool. Like in the trailer, you see that he's not the Joker. In the beginning, he's this guy with psychological problems getting therapy. So I think that angle is very interesting.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. I just don't know how I like the interpretation of the Joker.
Well, that's a different matter, yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's really hard to tell from just the trailer.
Yeah. It's still a teaser trailer. I mean, we just know that that's the basic. That's the start of the story.
Yeah.
I like the things that like really got me is like how many times he got beat up on separate occasions just because he's wearing Joker makeup. Like the first time he's holding up the sign to go advertising business, and the guys just take it from him, and he chases them, and then they like beat him in the face with it and bust the sign, and then kick him on the ground. It's like,
he has a crazy man run though.
Yeah,
you have to admit that was scary when he was running, but. Yeah, I don't know why he got beat up so many times.
Yeah.
Probably to build up his rage against...
everybody else.
Yeah. Well, it's said that life was a comedy, not a tragedy, so...
Yeah.
We'll see how he, like...
He's, like, laughing at it, basically.
Yeah,
so I always think of, like, the theater masks, that they have, like, the comedy and tragedy mask. The one that's exaggerating smiling, the one that's exaggerating crying. It's like... It feels like he's trying to make a comedy out of a tragedy.
Right.
And he's just like laughing at that fact. He's like, he hates the world.
Yeah, I mean, his life sucks. It sucks.
He sucks. Yeah. And so, did you notice that so like when he sticks his finger in his mouth and makes a smile?
Yeah.
And you see he did it to the little kid?
Yeah.
Do you know who that was?
Was that Bruce Wayne?
That was Bruce Wayne.
Oh my, really?
Yeah, that was. It was.
Wow. Wait, how do you know that?
Some of the filmmakers confirmed it.
Okay.
And it was also supposed to establish timeline. It takes place in the 60s or the 80s. And so like that's how old he would be. And like, is that Bruce Wayne? Like, yeah, that's Bruce Wayne.
That's powerful.
Yeah, because like he like grew up with him. It just shows how much older the Joker is too.
Right. Yeah.
And so I mean that was interesting. Yeah. Interesting little detail.
Well, he had the scars though.
That's part of the interpretation part of things. So that was unique to the Heath Ledger interpretation because I mean it's just really cool like because that is a terrible thing to happen and so like turning the tragedy of him getting his face cut open to laughing at it.
Yeah, that was just unique.
That's unique. That
Joker was just like had all these faces to him that just made him incredible.
And we didn't know his backstory. And like the filmmakers like they're trying to come up with something so bad that they couldn't, and they're like,
and that just makes it better.
Yeah, we don't need a backstory for this guy. This guy is so crazy and so like far out there, and such a cherished character. It's like I don't want to mess this up, so we're not going to give him a backstory.
Yeah, and I think sometimes it's cool to see someone's origin, and I'm kind of excited for that in this new
Phoenix's,
one.
Yeah.
But there is an element that just it ruins it kind of.
Yeah.
Like if you know where he came from, then there's no mystery to it. And
that's like that was like a big thing for The Dark Knight. They're like, what the heck is up with this guy? And then Michael Caine had his story of he just wants to watch the world burn. Yeah. And like they were throwing away the emeralds.
I need to watch this again.
Oh yes. There's so many movies you need to watch again. Yeah. So since that trailer came out, we had a lot of other trailers come out. We had the Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile trailer with Zac Efron come out. The My Spy and Stuber trailers were released, both with Dave Bautista. One of them is like a kid's spy movie, and the other one looks like it's like a buddy comedy. I don't know. I didn't watch all of them. I didn't watch them all the way through. Did you watch any of them?
I have not.
No.
I really am not interested, but...
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, 2 Dave Bautista movies. Oh, interesting. The Long Shot trailer was released. And the Meet the Addams teaser. I don't think we need another Addams Family movie. Especially, like, it's an animated movie for kids. It's really weird.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's the Addams Family, though.
Yeah.
But I don't think we really need another movie about it.
I'm not really into it, but...
Yeah, same. It's just going to be like another. I mean, like Hotel Transylvania was like.
Okay, that was good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
I've seen the first two. The first one was pretty good.
I've not seen the third one.
I haven't seen it either. Like the vacation one. I'm like, I weirdly wasn't that interested in the second one. It was just like I had like a free movie rental. And it's like we watched the first one. Like, oh, okay, I can see why a lot of people liked it. Why did they make two more? I mean, it's kind of interesting to see like the inside life of what if a quote unquote villain was. What's their personal life? Yeah, it's in a fun kid's way.
Origin story.
Well, they kind of already had their origin story. They're just there.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Really interesting concept. And we kind of saw it with Shrek, though. That's a different take on it. So Shazam came out last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a deep breath. What was that for?
Well, I don't know. I love DC superheroes, and they're great, but when it comes to movies, they just don't do well.
Yeah.
All the animated ones are really good.
Yeah.
They're really good. But when it comes to, live action, they just haven't been able to catch up to Marvel.
Yeah.
They just haven't. I don't know if it's the humor or just how it's written. Just like I feel like they tried to make it really, really dark in a way that, well, the Christopher Nolan ones.
Yeah, that's an exception.
Those are great.
That's Nolan's films. That's not DC films. That's Nolan's films.
Right. That's an exception. But other than that, they just can't get that dark side out well. I don't know how to explain it, but it just doesn't really work. But Shazam, it looks more like a Marvel film, honestly. But it's DC, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I think that's what they were kind of going for, because they've been known so far for like a bunch of dark stuff, especially with the DCEU. And so like that, I think that's why Man of Steel didn't work, because it was a dark version of Superman. Right. But Superman's not dark. And then like one, he's not a relatable character. And so two, when you like, he's supposed to be the symbol of hope, but then when he's like in a really dark film and where he's like basically like depressed and doesn't really know what to do. And he spends the whole movie trying to figure out who he is, and it's like, well, we don't even know who he is. Right. And I think like the character development, like the connection with the audience isn't there. Because, I mean, can you relate to an alien whose homeworld was blown up and you're the sole survivor, and you land on Earth and you grow up not knowing how to fit in with humans, and then you find out that the rest of your race is actually villains and wants to come take over the planet? Yeah. You can relate to that? Yeah. I can't. No. And then, I mean, like Wonder Woman, I mean, it's kind of like the same thing. I mean, she's from a group of all-female Amazons, I think. Amazons, I think. So like a female exclusive race. Right. Of like Greek, like a part of like the Greek gods and stuff, and then fights in World War II, and then now she's here. It's like, can't relate to that. Yeah. And
that did work slightly better.
It did work, a little bit. Yeah, as a film. Yeah. But still, this DC has obviously been paying attention to Marvel. Yeah. Because, their success is just over the roof. But I think it's like you said, like with the humor side of things. Like they've always had the quippy humor. And although the last few Marvel movies have been a bit more serious, just because, especially, things are taking a turn. Infinity War. That was pretty dark. Yeah. So they have been increasingly darker, but still, you already know those characters from know the first ones, like Iron Man, and when it all started. It's just different. Yeah, it's different because that's who the character is, and like it seems like you can have like a comedy with like Guardians of the Galaxy because that's who they are. Yeah. But then like when they're brought into like a serious setting, like they can be serious. I mean, they still have their moments, and they can also ruin like a major plot. Yeah, Star-Lord. Yeah. Yeah, Star-Lord, just shut up and don't hit him in the face. No, just don't. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. You kind ruin their universe for everybody, man. I think like they're Shazam's like copying the humor of Marvel, but like it isn't just the humor that makes it a good movie, because they did that with Justice League. You know, all these characters saying all these like quippy one lines. Yeah. The problem is those characters don't say quippy one-lines. Right. Like Batman. He's cracking jokes. No, he doesn't. No. What's your superpower? So, I'm rich. It's like, that wasn't really that fun. I mean, it's kind of fun.
I mean, the Flash was kind of on point, but he's younger, you know. But he's not Batman.
But he's a kid.
Yeah, he's
like
a kid.
That fits. Yeah. Like as like the only one of the group. Everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And like the dialogue is just kind of bad.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Shazam is a kid in the body of a man.
Yeah.
So
of course he's gonna say
they can't they can get away with that.
Yeah.
So
I was really hesitant when I first saw the trailers for it. I'm like, I mean, it has potential. It's not going to be. It's in the DCEU, which is, has really dark and serious. But this one might be exception. So I think like as a film, it will work. But like with the rest of the series, I don't know. I'm interested to see how it goes. It is certified fresh with a 93% Rotten Tomatoes. I know how much people don't like Rotten Tomatoes because they either love or hate a film. But
yeah,
I mean, I said this before. I appreciate Rotten Tomatoes over IMDb because IMDb has everybody's opinions in one place. There's the rating, like 6.9, 6.7.
I only go to them for the Parents Guide.
Yeah, same, same. I used to go to Plugged In, then like Plugged In kind of ruins it for me, and so I just go to IMDb. But like with Rotten Tomatoes, they separate the critics from the audience, and I really appreciate that because sometimes it seems like for like comic book films, you have like the most controversy because like it seems like critics may really like it, but then like the audience who actually know like the source material don't, or it might be the other way, like audience hate it and then like fans loved it. Could go either way. And so I mean I've heard a lot of good things from it because I've a couple of friends who've seen Shazam and they loved it. So is it
movie theater worthy?
I think like maybe like down the line.
Or are you just saving your money for Endgame?
I really want to see Endgame.
Yeah.
I'm looking at seeing it twice. So
if you weren't a college student,
would
you go to Shazam?
I probably would. Okay. Yeah. If I had time to.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I was kind of like, oh yeah, that movie came out today. If I should have planned on it, but it just didn't really happen. So I'm excited to see it. We have a lot of other movie news that happened. A Grease sequel, prequel. Yeah, prequel was announced and it's entitled Summer Loving. I haven't seen the original. I mean, most of my family has, but have you seen it?
I have not.
No. It's on my list of like movies to watch.
It's not on mine.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's not on it because
I wouldn't be opposed, but it's just not on my list.
Yeah, I mean, like it's not like one like I would like pick. It's just because it's a very popular and highly rated film.
Yeah.
And like I don't really like musicals that much, really.
Well, I do, but I'm pretty picky.
Yeah.
But
it's John Travolta.
Yeah.
I don't
know. Maybe one day.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. I mean, it used to be on Netflix, and that's when my sister watched it. I was like, I should probably watch it. And I don't know why I didn't. I don't know. Probably watch something else. Probably watch the Avengers again for like the 30th time.
Yeah.
We for National Pets Day the other day, the Secret Life of Pets 2 teaser trailer was released. That was, it was all right.
Looks fun.
Yeah. I've seen the first movie. You said you hadn't seen the first one. I have
not seen the first one.
So you kind of know the premise to the films, though?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, just, the private life of pets.
Yeah, like when their owners aren't there.
Right. I did see the trailer for this new one, and it's kind of interesting, like, just delves in their psychology.
Yeah.
And their emotional side, which is kind of cool. It's always, like, behavioral, like what they do when the owner isn't there, but this one seems like it's more what do they feel, or it's like the first one kind of capitalized just on like what they do, and then like the main character, like there was another dog that came into this space and it seemed like it was invading, and then they just went on a big adventure about like we don't actually get along, and then they end up getting along at the end and working together. It was that typical story. It had an all-star cast. It was it was animated pretty well for a cartoon film, and had Kevin Hart play the rabbit. Yeah, that was when Kevin Hart was like on his rise to fame, like in like everyone's eye, basically. And it did well. It did really well at the box office, and I think that's the only thing that like garnered its sequel. Yeah.
And so I'm sure my little nephew will fall in love with this movie just as much as he did the first one. I'll watch it like 3 times when I go see him.
Well, his generation is the target of this.
Yeah.
I don't have opinions because I'm not interested, haven't seen them, but
Not the target audience. Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look that bad.
No.
We also had the first full trailer for the new Lion King remake.
Yes.
I think it was really cool.
Yeah. When I first heard they were doing this, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, why?
Why? Just like Dumbo, which honestly I still question that. Why?
Yeah.
But both of them look better in these newer trailers. The CGI is incredible. You were saying it was better in the Jungle Book.
Well, so like I was like comparing. It reminded me of the Jungle Book because it's primarily animal. Yeah, and like it seemed like watching the Jungle Book. Like after 10, 15 minutes, like those animals were obviously fake. But like watching the trailer for the Lion King, like you can still tell it's fake. But there's so much detail put into like the fur,
right,
and stuff. Like it makes it like look realistic and like. I'm having trouble telling the lions apart, but that's the way it is.
Right, and that's what I don't get from the animated one.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like my favorite Disney movie.
Yeah.
But why was Scar, like,
he's the only
not
one
related?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I don't know too much about genetics, but why was he so different if he was just,
he's the same bloodline.
Yeah.
He's the only one who has a black mane. Everyone else has red manes.
Although, have you seen Lion King 2?
Yeah, Simba's Pride.
Yeah, they have more, of his side of the family.
His side of the family is all black.
Yeah, right. So
I don't get it.
Yeah, but he's like a little overdone. I think like even his scar. So in this trailer, he looks more real. He looks like he's been in fights like any other lion,
but not been like exaggerated.
Right. So yeah, and I think something interesting that they're doing with the CGI is, and they kind of did this in the new Frozen trailer, and you actually pointed this out. They're basically animating the character in a real world setting.
Yeah.
Basically, like the surroundings look, exactly like the real life, but the character is the animated one. So there's less to distract you. You're not like, wow, that grass, does not look real. The grass looks real, and the character also kind of.
That in Frozen 2?
Or just in these movies in general.
Yeah.
So I think they're doing that in The Lion King as well. The characters aren't animated, but the world looks pretty real. Like even, that one scene with a bug. That looked like a real bug.
The close-up?
Yeah. That was probably a real bug.
That's probably the hunting scene. Yeah. Like when he goes...
eats bugs? Or
well, I mean, it could be that too. I was thinking of like when Mufasa is teaching Simba how to hunt, and he originally goes off with like a grasshopper or
I thought you were talking about
a butterfly.
I thought you were talking about when he's like turning over logs and eats grubs.
Oh yeah. It doesn't look like that because it looks like he's more curious as to like how to pounce.
And he's smaller too.
Yeah, it's roughly the same age. Yeah, because I mean. Right after that, then the accident happens, quote unquote accident. But I don't know. I mean, we didn't really talk about Dumbo last time, but like I don't really feel it for Dumbo.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Tim Burton, but like, I don't know. Yeah. His film's always dark.
Yeah. Dumbo's just a very unique, creepy character in the back of my childhood mind that always disturbed me.
His dream sequence.
Oh my goodness, his dream sequence terrified me when I was little.
Whose idea was it to do that? Like, hey, this was in the book. Yeah. Hey, let's just...
When he's drunk, the bubbles, that used to scare me so much. So, I don't know. There's some movies that I don't know why they have to have a remake. Like, The Lion King, it looks like they're doing a good job. But Dumbo, maybe.
Aladdin?
But...
Why?
Yeah, why? There are certain films that would be awesome in real life, like Atlantis or
Treasure Planet.
Oh my goodness,
Treasure Planet, anyone?
Those would be great.
Yeah,
but no, let's animate or CGI animals.
Yeah, I think part of it is because like these aren't human characters. Yeah, like so like it makes sense to animate them in the cartoon,
right? Yeah,
but then like we have like Treasure Planet Atlantis, which has like actual people.
Yeah.
And in like more of a realistic setting too,
right.
Like
if
scientists
you're going
trying
for that,
to,
you can do it.
Yeah, I mean, And it seems like I think of like
It'd be
Avatar.
easier to do, right? You don't have to CGI the entire thing, right?
Well,
sort of.
it'd be easier to animate it the way that they did, because most of it would be fake. But then, like, I think of like Avatar, like almost the entirety of that film was animated. Yeah. Tron, almost the entirety of that film was animated, and it makes sense because
it worked.
I mean, there's like more in-depth characters that have like more realistic, and so like that's why I like a problem with like Aladdin and stuff, because it's like you have these human characters, yes, you also have these cartoon characters. I mean, like I always forget that parrot's name. The parrot. So you have Abu, the monkey, and then you have Jafar's parrot. I always think of Scuttle, but that Scuttle is the seagull from The Little Mermaid. Yeah, that's another live film we're getting.
No,
no. But yeah, with Aladdin, like I can remember his name, but it's like the relationship between Abu, the parrot, and the flying carpet. Comical, cartoon level comedy. Yeah, but the characters, they look real. I don't think the humor that they want to apply to the characters will work with the realistic interpretation of them. So, who do you think the target of these movies are? Is it us that we grew up with the animated one? Are they, recreating these for us or for the new generation? I think they are recreating them. I mean, they're obviously advertising them to the younger generation because they're still technically kids' films. Right. But then they're also advertising them to us because, yes, we grew up with them. Right. But, of course, we're going to go watch them because, like, I get to see my cartoon fantasies in real life. Yeah. And then we get all the other kids who are just now seeing it for the first time go, too. Yeah. And so I think that's the same thing they did with Star Wars. All these other people, all these adults we have now grew up with Star Wars, seen them in the theaters. And then now that they're older and more grown up, their kids have become Star Wars fans. But then when the new movies come out, that means the adults and the kids, everybody goes watches them. So kids go to kids movies. Adults go to adults movies. Remakes and reboots that adults have watched when they were younger. Yeah, that you kind of owe it to your past to see the remastered. Pretty much, and then like the kids now that it's geared towards are going to go see it too. So you get both audiences. And I think that's that's what they're trying to do, is trying to get everybody to go see it. So, money can't grab. Smart marketing. It's just like, we're not really seeing anything new. Speaking of Disney and marketing, we might get to that in a second, but Disney Plus? Yeah, we can talk about it right now. Yeah. They just announced the when Disney Plus is going to launch. It's going to launch on November 12th for $6.99 a month. And cheaper than Netflix. Cheaper than Netflix, but it's more limited than Netflix. Yeah. So if you love Disney, go for it, because it's going to have like a lot of their old stuff on there too. But then it's also cool. They're going to capitalize on their exclusive stuff. Right. So like with this, we officially got announced the Loki series that has been in the series about Tom Hiddleston, and that will be great. I mean, Tom Hiddleston, yes, hopefully. So it's about this is like his mischievous adventures. Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be great. And it's Tom Hiddleston and it's Loki. So we don't know exactly when it'll take place. I don't think, like if I mean, it's Infinity War spoiler. If you haven't seen it now, you're okay. It's on Netflix. It came out. It was on Netflix on Christmas Day. It's been out for a year. We're good. Okay. Yeah. Spoiler alert. Loki dies. Have to protect anyone. Spoiler die. Loki dies. Dies. Do we know if he's dead yet? Don't know. We'll see. I mean, he dies like every other movie he's in. He's not dead. I don't know. Okay, my theory, and I've seen it before, like, Loki is a frost giant. He's blue. He uses his magic to disguise himself as a human. Yeah. When he died, his disguise was still on him. Yeah. So that is a good point. Yeah. Does the magic live in him? So like it seems like with even when dead. Yeah, even when he's dead, because the magic was channeled through him. So does that mean when the channel is dead, the music is cut, the magic is cut off? If so, he should be blue. His corpse is, he was choked to death. He was choked to death. He ended up turning blue, but he's not blue for that reason. I mean, his neck snapped. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, he did get his arm cut off in Thor: The Dark World. Yeah. Oh, he cut off Thor's arm. Yeah. He cut off Thor's arm in Thor: The Dark World. So, I don't know. We'll see. But then we also have the Falcon and Winter Soldier series was announced, and that should be pretty interesting. It seems like, I don't know, one of my predictions is that Captain America is going to die in Endgame. So who's going to take up the mantle? Falcon or Winter Soldier? Because the Winter Soldier was his friend, it was his best friend in the 40s, growing up through the 40s. And then, after being asleep for so long, then he comes back, he makes a new friend, Falcon. And so they become best friends in that way. But then Winter Soldier comes back and they're reunited. So he has these like two best friends. The mantle could go to either one. So I don't know exactly what the focus of Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to go. But that should be pretty interesting. We also had a Vision and Wanda series announced. I forgot what they called it, but it's going to show. There's the love interest between the two characters.
Yeah.
And so I don't know when that will take place, but that was officially announced. So yeah, so Loki and the Wanda, the Scarlet Witch and the Vision ones, they were teased. They've been teased for a couple months now. The Falcon and Winter Soldier one just surfaced basically. But I don't know. I just with Disney Plus, I'm not going to subscribe to it just because it's like such an exclusive thing. Like Netflix, Netflix has a wide range of content. But then, so you have like Netflix and you have like Hulu and like Amazon Prime got in the game. But then now every studio wants to have their own streaming platform, like DC starting theirs, with the Titans, with the gritty version of Teen Titans. And then they want to have more stuff, and now Disney's doing it. I'm not really into it, really.
Yeah, well, honestly, I feel like boycotting Disney Plus because they had Netflix cancel their Marvel shows.
Oh, they canceled. They canceled.
Well,
they canceled.
Yeah,
Disney canceled them.
Yeah, but they canceled it. But
it's Disney's
over.
fault.
Yeah, they're over. And honestly, most of those weren't even. I didn't care about them. Like Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, whatever. But Daredevil and The Punisher had potential.
Yeah.
They were incredible.
They were going.
They were so good. They were just picking up speed. They were just getting started. And I read an article by, the creators and writers of The Punisher, and they were like, yeah, we have ideas to last 10 seasons.
Yeah.
We want this to happen, but,
they just cut it.
Yeah, and I'm just mad at that.
I'm really upset because the whole Disney deal before the big Netflix Disney deal happened, it was for the Marvel Netflix shows, and they were supposed to be different from the rest of the MCU for the adults, and that we needed that. Just kind of like everything at that point, everything was feeling kind of childish. At that point, DC was serious, like we talked about, and then Marvel was the fun kid side of superheroes. But then it's like, well, adults who like Marvel want to get something that's more adult. It's like Daredevil was the perfect way to go with that.
Yeah.
I love season 1.
Yeah.
That is my...
It was better in season 2, in my opinion. And
I found season 2 predictable.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I like number 1 and I like number 3. But The Punisher was consistently good. And he's just such a great character.
Yeah.
He's, the acting is incredible.
Yeah, that guy's name escapes me. We talked about Baby Driver on the show before. I couldn't think of that guy.
And The Walking Dead, maybe?
Yeah. I can't remember his name.
What's his name?
I keep on thinking, like...
John something? No. Anyway.
Frank... Bernthal? Bernthal?
Yeah.
Something Bernthal?
But it's not Frank, because that's Frank Castle.
Yeah, that's Frank Castle, yeah.
Anyway, he's great. And it's a shame.
Yeah, and he's a really good actor.
Yeah.
And they just cut it, and
it just ended.
I don't think Disney Plus is going to pick it up either, because they don't want to. Disney doesn't want to make R-rated movies, which is why we have like the PG-13 cut of Deadpool 2, because like part of the deal with the Disney Fox deal is that whatever films were in production during the acquisition of the rights, like Disney had the rights to stop productions, but Fox made the deal so that after a certain point, like in production, I think it was like 70%, if they was that far into production, like you can't cut it, you have to finish letting us make the movie. And I think Deadpool 2 had already crossed into that point where it made it safe, so they had to finish the R version. But at that point, it would be already be released and be getting released under Disney's name. but they didn't really want to do that, so they released the PG-13 version.
Right.
And so, I mean, sources say that they will continue to make an R-rated Deadpool, but I feel like they're also going to do a PG-13 version with it too.
Well, at this point, they can't.
It's too successful.
They cannot not make an R-rated Deadpool movie because that's why everyone loves it. Honestly.
Yeah, because that's who the character is. Yeah. And what I think would be funny is so like we've kind of seen like the X-Men franchise like reboot itself a couple times. Like the first 3 movies, and then you have like starting like First Class is like the like when they were starting getting serious about building their multiverse, and then you have like X-Men Origins Wolverine and stuff, and then Deadpool. He's been in both sides. He's been in both sides.
He ties into it.
He's been in both of them. He's been in like the more serious side with First Class and then on, and he's been in Origins Wolverine. I think it'd be funny is like I feel like Marvel is going to reboot the X-Men also like for the MCU. It'd be funny is if they kept Ryan Reynolds Deadpool consistent in there, have new like reboot the X-Men, when he would be in he'd be in everything. Which that for that character that would make sense. That'd be a lot of fun. He's just make all sorts of jokes to like. I mean,
he's the comic relief.
Yeah, I mean he's the comic relief, but also like unique in that like he knows he's a comic relief character.
He knows. Yeah,
he knows everything really.
Yeah,
and it'd be really funny. It's like, hey, I met you. You look different though. Like you look like you were played by Halle Berry or something. Like that'd be funny. It's like, oh, I mean, as much as I don't like Hugh Jackman, but he was better. Like it would be funny if like he made jokes like about the cast in the studio and stuff. Yeah.
Well, he made a joke about Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Like at the end, he was like, "I'm never making this," or I can't remember what he said.
He's like we're going to like save the universe.
Yeah.
Save all these other franchises.
Time, like stop the script from reaching him.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah. And he also made the super suit joke in the first one. Please don't make the super suit green or animated. That was good. That was good. But yeah, Disney Plus. I don't know. I just don't really like the exclusivity of it. Just how it's only these things. Right. But I mean, it's not that bad of a price though.
No, it's a good price. And Netflix just went up.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's not.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if this is like an all-around streaming price, or if it's like so Netflix has different packages between the streaming quality
and the screens.
Yeah, and the screens. Yeah, at a time. I wonder if they're gonna have the same thing. I feel like they're gonna have like the same limitations, but I don't know if they're gonna have the accessibility to have like more screens. And I mean, because like between like SD, HD, and UHD,
well, that's probably why Netflix,
it's still going.
Hiked up the price because of Disney Plus coming out.
Well,
I mean, there's not really competition right now. Netflix is just...
Well, Hulu's growing, and Hulu's always been there, but like Amazon Prime's growing. Yeah. And especially with their original content is what it is.
Right, yeah.
Netflix started making original content. Then it was Hulu, because they have like Marvel's Cloak and Dagger, and then the Marvel's Runaways, and they have other stuff too. And then Amazon is getting into that, and because they're also getting into. So isn't it Netflix who's taking on Narnia, and then Amazon who's taking on Lord of the Rings, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure about the Narnia, but
I think so.
Amazon for sure. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Yes, and us being Tolkien fans.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Okay.
That was a good sign. Yeah. That's a good sign. The other side wasn't really that good. This is a good sign.
Okay. It's a mixed sign.
It's a mixed sign.
So, not counting, Peter Jackson's original 3 for Lord of the Rings, Tolkien has suffered quite a bit in recent years. He, the Hobbit films butchered his
reputation.
Beloved book, considerably smaller book than Lord of the Rings, split into 3 movies that were
dry.
They were extremely long.
I watched all the extended editions over spring break
of The Hobbit.
Yeah.
I feel for you.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't seen them before. But it's like, okay, now I can say I've seen them.
Yeah. The only one I would watch again probably is number 1.
Yeah.
But after that, they just change everything, and it's just annoying. But yeah, having said that, it has suffered quite a bit. And so much so that, Christopher Tolkien's son, was the head of the Tolkien estate. Mm-hmm. He did not want to sell any more rights to anything else.
Yeah.
And when, Amazon, I believe, approached him initially, he was like, no, or, mm-hmm. But it was kind of creepy, actually, because when I first found out that Amazon had bought the rights, that same week, news came out that Christopher Tolkien had stepped down from the estate. Mm. So, I'm getting his family's like, I mean, he's in his 90s, so his family was like, hey,
money.
And, well, I have to say, though, as much as I didn't like the Hobbit movies, there were a lot of new readers that were like, hey, what is this all about? Yeah. So there are some good things, but, for us Tolkien purists, it was like a no-no. But, on that note, really, the budget is what makes me feel better. Yeah. It's an incredibly high budget film. It's supposed to be the most expensive TV show in the history of TV shows.
It's like an epic. Yeah. It's like Game of Thrones.
Right.
But more beloved.
Well, that is their competition right now. They want Game of Thrones is ending, this year. Yeah. And their first episode of their last season comes out on Sunday. Yeah. And, that has just taken over that,
the fantasy genre and all.
It has, dominated that since, Lord of the Rings. And
they
need to beat that or, get to their level. So the fact that they are investing so much money into this gives me hope that it won't, be this cheap, low budget butchering of, Hobbit style. Mm-hmm. So, I'm excited. Yeah. I can't believe it's happening. And, I kind of rather it not. But since it's happening, I'm excited. Mm-hmm. So, we'll see.
So do you think will it be those films were PG-13. Do you think this one will be like a PG-13, or do you think we'll get into the R side of things?
Okay. I don't know. I don't think they've said anything about that.
I don't think so. They just announced when it'll take place.
Right. And it's before the events of Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah. Before the ring.
Right. Yeah. So probably R-rated because here's the thing. They need to compete with Game of Thrones. That's who they're trying to, beat or reach. So I don't think they'll do that if they're, PG-13.
Yeah, and we've also seen success with the Middle Earth video game series. Those are both rated M. There's a lot of blood in those. Yeah. They're pretty brutal, but it's it makes sense because that's the type of battles they are.
Right.
And Battle of the Five Armies, the extended edition is rated R.
Right.
And it
works, yeah.
And it just feels out of place because still majority of the battle, they didn't edit the PG-13 footage like they usually do. And so you can tell it's extended because before it was mostly bloodless, and then just the other stuff is there was a lot of beheadings and they actually showed the blood.
Right.
But to the extent the Middle Earth games go, I think it's more realistic, and I think that's what separates Tolkien from Lewis, because he wrote them for children.
Right.
Tolkien wrote them for himself. For everybody.
Well, The Hobbit was for children initially. Yeah. And, when you read The Hobbit, it's not like the movies. It's not that violent. Lord of the Rings and, the Silmarillion and all those, are pretty gruesome. But, here's the thing. The R-rated, Game of Thrones is R-rated not only for blood. That's the bottom line. Yeah. So it will just be a different kind of R-rated. It will be violence, It
will be violence. I don't know if it needs to go full-on slasher, gore, gut wrenching, and everything.
Probably not,
it's just more realistic. Yeah. I feel like Lord of the Rings, I recently watched Return of the King again, and it's this, a lot of the things is pretty heavy. Yeah. But the fact that it's bloodless and that it's cut short. It could have had
more blood.
Yeah, and it's the fact, quick deaths. You stab somebody, I'm dead, fall over.
Right.
But, you have, the big establishing shots of the battlefields afterwards. That's going to be full of stuff.
Yeah.
And that would just help show like how serious the tone is.
Yeah, and Game of Thrones has done that. It's super bloody. So I'm thinking, that's what they're looking at when filming this. They're saying we need to be the new Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
We have to fill this void in all these fantasy-loving people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just kind of just like bring back the genre and like open it up to more people because, I mean, they are dominating the fantasy genre right now. Marvel is dominating the superhero genre right now. DC's trying to, compete. And I think, Shazam's getting in there. Aquaman they crossed the $1 billion mark a while back. Captain Marvel just crossed the $1 billion mark. Well, I think that with the Tolkien, like the movie, the biopic will help with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like just this week, the soundtrack details were released. And so we have the track list and we have album artwork and we also have the composer, Thomas Newman. And I think that seems fitting. Because I mean he did like Finding Nemo and and he did like the new James Bond films.
Right.
At least I know for sure Skyfall. I don't remember the other ones, but
although I don't know. Howard Shore would just be incredible as well because
he did Lord of the Rings.
He did Lord of the Rings, he did The Hobbit, so he could, if he composed for this, everyone who grew up with that, would just be I don't know, in for an emotional ride. Roller coaster. But hopefully it will be good. But yeah, what do you think about the movie? The trailer. I'm
really excited for it. Like I like that we're actually getting into like his life and like I recently just like saw a clip today and it was him talking to I guess it's going to be his eventual wife.
Edith.
Yeah, Edith. Yeah, and she was talking about like the meaning of words and Did you see that clip with the hands?
Actually, hands and
touch.
cellar door
Touch.
and actually cellar door that the whole conversation around that is an actual concept that Tolkien worked on.
That's what that's why his books are so long.
Yeah. Just the beauty of the words, what they mean, and he's written about that.
And that's the point. Yeah,
that's the point.
It's not the word. Yeah. It's what you associate with it.
Right. And the origin of words. He was. It was funny because I read this thing. He traced the origin of the word walrus like back to the beginning, and he
was created.
He's just obsessed.
He's really
with
big on words.
Yeah, and honestly, the whole point he wrote all these books was not to create this world with all these characters. It was to give his words, his languages a home. That's why he did it.
Yeah.
Just incredible.
And it seems like the film is going to really like show that, and I really respect. I'm really excited for it.
And with the first trailer, I wasn't sure where it was going. It showed like a lot of the fantasy like shots, so I wasn't really sure. But the second trailer changed everything.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited for how they're going to show the Inklings, his group.
Yes.
Like Lewis.
Yeah.
C.S. Lewis is going to be in this movie.
Yeah. And that's what I was hoping for. When we saw the first teaser, it's the flash all the Lord of the Rings references in our face. I was like, yeah, but there's more to him than that.
Yeah.
And then finally, we see him in the classroom with the other Inklings or students, and I'm like, yes, we're actually going to it's actually going to be about Tolkien, not just like, oh, we're trying to bring back Lord of the Rings after the fallout of The Hobbit, and we're going to advertise for the Amazon series. And like, no, like
this is different.
This is actually for Tolkien. This isn't for Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is a part of him, but it isn't him.
Right.
We're still going to actually have him. And I think I'm really excited.
I'm so excited. Like every single, they release the trailers, but they also release like random scenes, which I'm grateful for. And every scene I see just gives me, encourages me. It gives me more hope. Because, it's iffy with things like that. Especially, like, I love him so much.
Yeah.
And, I'm just scared that, they'll mess things up.
Yeah.
But I'm so encouraged. I'm so happy.
Yeah, every time I watch one of the clips, I'm like, should I be watching this or should I save it for the movie?
Yeah.
I was
actually talking to my girlfriend today. I was like, Yeah, don't watch the trailer.
Yeah. Save it for the movie.
Yeah, I watched it, but I kind of regret it. But no, I want to see it.
I really want to watch it, but it's like, oh, I wish I would have watched it with the rest of the movie, but still so good, so good.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So yeah, the soundtrack for that film is the track list, the track list and the album art and the composer was released. We also had the John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. Same thing happened with that. Tyler Bates and Joel J. Richard, who both collaborated for Chapter 2, are set to score it. And I don't know. I've seen the first John Wick. I really enjoyed it, and I really want to see the second one. But you've seen both of them, right?
I've seen both. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you feel like that they went like as a series, like so far?
I like them. They work. They work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't really say much because you haven't seen the second one.
Don't spoil it.
You should. Yeah, I'm not. But I will say that there needs to be a third one to conclude the second one, more than they needed a second one for the first. They need this third one, so that's all I'll say. But yeah, it would be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be
really crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I need to just sit down and watch it. I mean, even just like me as like a film guy, like just like the way the first one was shot, like it was really well done.
Yeah, the fight scenes,
everything, and just like the way it was color graded. And like I saw like a color palette for one of the screenshots from Parabellum, and beautiful! Just the colors they use. I mean, they use darks a lot, but then they have like neons, not quite like neons, but like bright, vivid colors.
Yeah. Well, that scene
cool colors.
Where he's in, the club.
He's always in clubs.
He's
but like the lighting in the clubs is always really good.
It's really good. Yeah.
I mean, usually you see like trashy club scenes, and it's just like the lighting in there is terrible. It's like, no, they were very
were very scary too.
I mean, they were very specific on how they lit it, and that it worked. Like it was just scary enough, but it was dark enough so it was scary, but it wasn't so dark you couldn't see what was going on.
Yeah.
And just the filmmakers who make those films are just like amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited. Let's see what else we got. So they are still talking about a Black Widow film. I don't know if it's technically been officially announced yet. I think it is. They're getting casting. Like there's reportedly getting casting. They're casting it right now. So we got David Harbour and Rachel Weisz. David Harbour was. Have you seen Stranger Things?
Yes.
Yeah. So the sheriff / cop guy in there. I've only seen like the first episode. So the guy who like plays like the cop.
Yeah.
So he's reportedly going to star in it.
Really?
In an undisclosed role right now. I mean, that's kind of like they're just still in the talks of it, really. So
he's good.
Yeah, he's good. Maybe it'll be good. I think. Can't really say much because that's kind of like all we know. So we also got we already talked about the kind of like the X-Men being introduced in the MCU. Kevin Feige, the president of the Marvel Studios, he did reach out and say like it will be at least 5 years before they get incorporated into this. Like I think he's just like overwhelmed with everything else that's going on right now. Everything with Endgames right now. They're still planning everything that's going to happen out after that. I mean, I'm sure that they've already got way more than they've released just because of Endgame. But with all like the Disney Plus stuff, like that, those things will be incorporated as part of the MCU. They also have like a What If series, like an animated series they're going to put on Disney Plus. So it's like a hypothetical situation. Like, what if like I don't even know like some of the ideas they have for it, but like what if this turned out differently? How would that play out? And like each episode's going to take like on a different what if. Well, it's going to be related to the MCU's events, not just the comics events. So, like, I think he's got like a lot on his plate. He's focusing on like the Black Widow films and stuff. So he's not really looking at the X-Men right now, at least in my opinion. So yeah, along the lines with that, Endgame, it is dominating the box office pre-sale tickets right now. It is insane. Like it right now, it beat the record for number one all-time ticket pre-sales. And it broke the record in less than 6 hours.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because like they released a clip for the movie, a new promo poster, and then that just to advertise it, and then in less than 6 hours, it beat the record for all time. it beat Star Wars: The Force Awakens. And like we talked about, you get both the adults and the kids to do it, and
same thing here.
Wiped it
Marvel,
away. Their entire
been
run.
doing, it's been going on for a few years now. So
yeah, and Infinity War was going pretty quickly too. And so like as of right now, the ticket sales, like for at the same point that Infinity War was, it has beaten their score 5-1. So at this point, because like they came out exactly like a year ago, so like the pre-sales were also started at the same time. At this point, whatever Infinity War has made, like Endgame has beat it by 5. It is insane.
Impressive.
Yeah, they're also they're also projecting that the film will open with a $200 to $250 million opening, and Infinity War opened with $185 to $225 million, and ended up with a record-breaking $258 million. Endgame, I already tell you, it's already going to be bigger.
Yeah, just for reference, that's basically the amount that Amazon is putting into their Lord of the Rings show.
Yeah.
So,
and this is just 3 days plus opening plus early bird. So every like Thursday night showing, Friday, Saturday through Sunday evening showings.
They're going to make so much money.
And because people are going to watch the movie and then they're just going to go right back in line and watch it again. Yeah. Like one guy, did he like see like Infinity War like 38 times in theater or something like that?
Really?
Stan Lee himself like responded to the guy. He's like, really liked my movie. And like they like did like a whole like I think they interviewed him and stuff, and I think they gave him more money to go watch it again.
I mean, you'll probably go like 3 or 4, right?
I mean, I saw Infinity War 3 times.
Yeah, you'll see this like 3 to 5.
Maybe. I mean, I'm already planning on seeing it twice. So one of my friends, he already got me a ticket to go see it the night before it comes out, and then it's like, oh, you didn't get IMAX tickets, like. Because we're gonna go, so it's gonna be Thursday night, so it's like school night, and so it's like okay, but it's like, so it comes out the week before finals. Like, when we're done with finals, you want to go to Wichita and go watch it in IMAX because it's shot in IMAX. I'm like,
right,
yeah, and then probably after that, I'll probably go home with my other friends and watch it. Yeah, he's like, well, I don't know if I'll like it. So I don't know if I want to watch it again. I'm like, dude,
you'll like it.
You'll like it. You'll like it. But yeah, we need to go. We need to go see it. We'll see if we actually go to it in Wichita. To go to, of course, take you with us.
Okay.
We'll see if we can do that. Also, it seems like everything's been about Disney except for like the Lord of the Rings stuff with the Tolkien stuff. So the last topic we have on here is today. Star Wars Episode 8 has been titled. We got a new poster for it. We got a new teaser trailer for it, and it is entitled The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
What do you think going forward with this? Like, what do you think?
I have no idea. And here's why. Just, The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
It was, like, great.
Yeah.
But The Last Jedi was just... I don't know.
You like it?
No. I like it. I know there's a lot of haters out there that just, they just hate it. I liked it. But here's the thing. I just felt it was rushed in ways. For example, in The Force Awakens, Snoke. They build him up. But very slowly, they first show like his large, face over, their weird FaceTime, or Skype. And, he's just this all-powerful being, that is in control of absolutely everything, and we don't know anything about him, and it just, it drags on the entire movie, and that's perfect, that's fine.
Yeah.
That was great. And then in The Last Jedi...
Spoiler alert!
Yeah. Not really, though, right?
At this point,
it's been a while. The Last Jedi, he's killed in, the first half of the movie?
Yeah. Shocker.
Immediately.
Shocker.
What? I honestly thought that with that slow build-up in number 1, they would just develop him in number 2. Like, as,
through the third one.
Yeah, through the third one. And he would die in the third one. I thought, they would show him, like, in person doing stuff the entire movie, but no, he dies in the second half. And then you have the whole thing with Luke. Like, it just, I don't know, I don't hate the movie, but it just seemed rushed. Yeah. So, looking at this third one, it's like, okay, what's left now? Basically, Rey's story.
Yeah.
I think that will be the focus of it. Of course, with the title, who knows? But, or do we? Like, who is she?
Is she a Skywalker?
Is she a Skywalker?
Is she? I mean, because, these are said, like...
It's a rise. It's a rise.
Yeah.
And, Skywalker's what? Dead now?
Luke.
Yeah.
So Luke is dead.
Yeah. So,
he's passed into the Force. But, like, they just say at the end of The Last Jedi, like, oh, your worst fears have been confirmed. Your parents were just these two...
Yeah, commoners.
Yeah, these two commoners. Yeah. They're nothing special. They're not going to come get you. And it's like...
Or are they?
Are they? Or are they really those people?
Yeah.
Or if they are...
So...
But they're, like, different Skywalkers, and... I don't know.
So, yeah, I just thought, I thought this third movie would be what they did in The Last Jedi, but I guess they rushed it. They had other plans. It wasn't about Snoke.
Yeah.
I thought he would be, the villain, but I guess it's,
Well, I think, so,
Kylo Ren,
throughout, like, The Force Awakens, throughout, like, all the Star Wars films, like, you always have these two evils. You always have, so in the first ones, you always had, like, the first film, you had Darth Maul and then Darth Plagueis. And the second film, you had Count Dooku and you had Darth Plagueis. In the third one, you have, Darth Plagueis and, starting to develop, Anakin. Right. Into Darth Vader. And then throughout 4, 5, and 6, you have, Darth Vader and Darth Plagueis. You have the Emperor and Vader. Through Darth Tyrannus. No, Darth Tyrannus, Count Dooku, never mind. But yeah, Darth Vader and the Emperor. And throughout the 3 films. And so it's like, you think that would carry over in 3s. So I think, like, it was a big shocker for The Last Jedi. You killed the big top dog.
Right, yeah.
But that gives the Sith, the apprentice... It gives him more time to actually become who he wants to become. Yeah. And I think that was kind of the point. Yeah. I like that plot twist.
Yeah. No, I did too. It's just
we never
did not expect it.
Yeah.
It was
that's why I liked it.
Yeah. No, and that's why I don't hate it.
Yeah,
I don't hate it. I'm just still
you
like
feel like it was
confused.
Rushed.
I felt it slightly rushed. But it's their thing. They have a plan.
Yeah. So,
I'm trusting them.
Yeah. Like I rewatched Last Jedi over Christmas time, and I was focusing more on Kylo Ren's character because I love Andy Serkis. He's one of my favorite actors, so of course I'm going to focus on his character. Yeah. Gollum. Of course I'm going to focus on him. Yeah. And so it's like, oh, I know he dies halfway through this movie, and I've already seen it, so I'm not upset. So it's like, I'm watching it. It's like I'm not focusing on him because his character arc's over, and so I'm like focusing more on Ren. And like Ren, he's always like, I want to live up to Darth Vader. Yeah. I want to be like his equal. I want to be greater than him. Like still pay him respect. But then he's held back by Snoke, and he's like afraid of is this too bad? Like, is this not what my master wants? But then now that he's gone. He's like he can kind of break free from that.
That was the point, I guess.
Yeah. So like maybe we're gonna see full on like Berserko mode Ren. Because he's already like a pathetic guy with a big temper tantrum. And we see him putting his mask together after he like smashed it last time.
Yeah, he's very unstable.
Yeah, he should have the secret life of Kylo Ren instead of
the pets.
The pets one.
His behavioral and emotional problems.
Yes. Why did you like destroy that elevator and your helmet's all over the floor? I have daddy issues. You don't have a dad. That's my issue. I killed him. But yeah, I think it's gonna definitely like focus on those characters that we need. Also like Carrie Fisher is gone.
Or is she? Trailer?
Well, so she was in the trailer, but so the thing is so Carrie Fisher is gone. She died during the filming process. But they filmed all her scenes.
Right,
they filmed all her scenes.
And are they animating her or not? Because they've done that.
They've done that. Wait. Did she die during the process of Last Jedi or the Rise of Skywalker?
I don't remember. Last Jedi, I Maybe.
So I know all her scenes were filmed for that. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
I don't think she was during this production.
It was during Last Jedi's production. Yeah. Okay, because I know that they had filmed all her scenes, and they're like, okay, we're not. Because I remember
in the movie theater, I was like, whoa, wait, is that her or not? Because she died, you know.
Yeah, it was like, I was just gonna Furious 7 it and copy and paste her face all over everything. But so yeah, I think so for that one they did have all her scenes. So I don't know what they're gonna do with the Rise of Skywalker, because Disney is getting a lot better at making a CGI version of someone. And like we definitely saw that in Captain Marvel with Samuel L. Jackson and Phil Coulson. Yeah, I thought it worked way better than it did when they did like Grand Moff Tarkin for Rogue One.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I mean, I still feel like it'd be kind of disrespectful too, but I don't know. I'm interested to see like what they do with it. I mean, again, this is still just a teaser trailer. And so we're not really supposed to get much of anything. It's just supposed to be...
Comes out in December?
Yeah, December 20th, yeah. Yeah, they always get like the Christmas week. And I feel like every like major studio is always taking Christmas week. I mean, like Warner Brothers had, with The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings both, they had Christmas weeks. Mm-hmm. Now Disney's taking it for Star Wars. Did Harry Potter do that too? I'm not certain. I believe so. Yeah. Well, because
sounds right.
Yeah, the Crimes of Grindelwald.
Oh, you mean that?
Well, that too. Okay. Well... I mean, I didn't hear
that was Christmas, I think.
Yeah.
Was it?
Christmas time-ish. One of the films took place during Christmas time, right?
It was early December, I think.
Early. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, yeah.
I saw it early December, so.
I think it came out like November, actually, and then carried into December. I don't know. I still haven't seen any of them. I that's on my list. Probably watch it before Grease, though. Grease is kind of like towards the bottom, but yeah. So we also for the films that have recently come out. So we talked about Shazam that came out last week. Pet Sematary did as well. That week from like home releases, we had the Bumblebee, we had the Mule, we had Vice. I mean, when we talk about like CGI. Like created worlds, I immediately thought of Bumblebee. I haven't seen it, but I've heard like the opening scene takes place on Cybertron. And like they want to do a movie on Cybertron, but they think it'd be way too expensive because it would be all CGI.
Right.
So then, of course, it takes place on Earth. But I don't know. Like, I've heard a lot of good things about Bumblebee. Have you seen it?
No.
No. Have you seen any Transformers films?
Well, yeah, but I'm kind of retired.
I mean, they're recycling stuff that wasn't really there in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just done.
I don't know. I think like they made toys, then they made.
I mean,
cartoons.
If I hear enough good things about Bumblebee, maybe. But
I have.
Definitely not in theaters.
Yeah. Well, it's on DVD now.
Well. Oh.
Yeah. So.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So it's on DVD now.
Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm going to watch Bumblebee, because I've heard a lot of good things about it, I'm going to watch the Transformers films before that, just because I'm like a completionist in that sense. But I've seen the first two Transformers films, I think. I don't know for sure I've seen the first one. I feel like I've seen the second one. I don't really think that much of it. But I kind of want to see Bumblebee. This week, we have Hellboy and like The Missing Link. I don't know. The Missing Link, it just got it's fresh on Rotten Tomatoes right now with like an 88 or something like that. I don't know if it's certified fresh or not. I don't like the animation of that. Have you seen that film advertised? Let me just like pull up a poster real quick. I don't like the way it's animated. It's right here actually. I find it kind of gross.
Oh, that. Yeah.
I don't like that. I just don't like the way it looks.
Well, I think it's more the style.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously intentional.
It's strange.
It looks like it's supposed to be claymation, but it's not.
It's not.
I mean, is this supposed to be? Because the box rolls in Coraline were, and it says it's from it.
Kind of, yeah.
I don't know. I mean...
No.
We've already had studios making computer animated films look like the claymation and like the Lego movie is supposed to look like real Legos. Right. That worked though. Yeah. But like this one just like
yeah, I don't know.
It's doing pretty well, I guess, but and they have a pretty good cast. I mean, Zach Galifianakis plays the missing link. I think Hugh Jackman plays that guy, and Zoe Saldana's in it too. I don't know. I mean, I get annoyed when I keep on seeing it advertised. I don't know. That movie, we also, earlier this week, we had A Dog's Way Home. Wasn't that? Well, I know it's not a dog movie, but I don't know. We have Holmes and Watson.
No.
Wait, A Dog's Way Home?
No.
What?
Holmes and Watson.
Holmes and Watson?
No. I was actually watching the last Fantastic Beasts one. Mm. And I saw that trailer on the big screen and I was disgusted. No.
No, I mean,
I'm never seen that movie. It was.
Have you read Sherlock Holmes books?
Yes, I've read everything, like all of them, the originals, all of them.
Did you watch the two newer films?
Yes.
Did you watch the Sherlock show?
Yes.
And those, you're okay with those?
I'm, to an extent. I just love the books. I love the originals, but no, this is just different. This is not what the show did.
Can I pull up the poster and see if you throw up?
Sure. Is there a bucket here?
Is there a bucket?
I just don't. Just
kidding.
No.
It's
no.
It's not I mean, I know it's supposed to be.
Have you seen the trailer?
Yeah. I mean, I was actually kind of excited for it. I was like, oh, like, if they do it well, if they pay enough homage to the characters, like,
I just don't think they are.
They don't. It's just another buddy comedy with Will Ferrell and John Cena.
Yeah, he's only good in Elf, in my opinion. I don't like him.
Yeah.
I mean, you can like him.
Well, I mean,
I don't like him.
He's a comedy actor. I mean, I don't really like comedy actors because they play the same character in every dang film.
I just don't. I don't even buy the poster. What?
It is just like a cliche poster.
I did not like the trailer. I did not like what I saw. I'm not going to watch that. You should watch it. You should tell me.
I don't know. Like when I first saw it, I'm like, that'll be funny. I'm like, I mean, like, I was wanting to take away my Sherlock fanaticism and take it out and just watch it as just a normal buddy comedy. But it's like, no. Then I really started getting into the Sherlock show. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not going to view it like that. It's just going to be a stupid comedy. But then, like, it didn't even do well like that. And like, I don't know. It's just, I mean, it's too much of a comedy and not enough as with the Sherlock elements.
It's not Sherlock Holmes. It's not the books. Even the show wasn't even the books. But
the show actually worked.
Well, it worked, but it still wasn't.
It was cohesive as a show.
Right.
This doesn't even look like it's cohesive as a movie.
This looks like they took some characters from the books and they just like made this thing.
This looks
Sherlock or Watson or
Holmes and Watson.
Holmes and Watson.
This looks like that. I mean, John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell are both really close friends, especially because they've done so many movies together now. And it looks like that they're in an improv class. They got the costumes and they said, "Hey, you pretend to be Holmes, you pretend to be Watson," and then, let's make this selfie with this original camera.
If it makes you laugh, it makes you laugh. But
even
it's not Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, even at that point, even just like a lot of the humor is just like, it doesn't even look like I'll enjoy it as just a normal comedy. I mean, like I said, I really don't even really like comedy actors just because there's nothing new with them. They do the same thing in every movie.
Right.
And I feel like this is going to be like the same way. And it started out at 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Nobody liked the film.
Yeah.
Both Sherlock films did not.
What is it now?
I don't know. We can check. I mean,
let's see. It doesn't go past 20.
I mean, like
in my opinion.
Like the Emoji Movie started at 0 and it went up to 6, I believe, because some people are like, "Do we have too many people hating on this movie?" And it's like, yeah, well, it's really not that good of a movie. But it slowly went up. This one started at 0. It's up at 11.
Yeah.
I mean, Hellboy's at 11 right now. I think it is. I mean, I knew it's either 9 or 11. I don't know. Like, if I ever ever watch Holmes and Watson is like, oh, it's going up. It's up at 15 now. Hellboy's up at 15. The new one, the one that just came out today. I don't know. I haven't seen the original films or read the comics. I'm not really into like the whole demonic side of things.
Me either.
But I mean, like, it is a very big comic book series, so I should know some of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I don't know. I feel with this movie, it seems like it's kind of like taking on like the Last Jedi, like formula. There's kind of like, oh, we have like a lot of serious elements in this. This is gonna be like a really good film. Let's ruin it with humorous dialogue.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the biggest problem I have with it. Like, I love all the jokes in The Last Jedi. I just don't think it works to be in The Last Jedi.
Or Justice League.
Same with Justice League, yeah. I mean, pick one. You're going to be serious, you're going to be funny. Marvel has a good balance because that's who the characters are, but then it doesn't sacrifice from the filmmaking quality aspect of it. With The Last Jedi, I think it does, because it still feels like it's going to be a dramatic film. You always hear that with John Williams' score. He always has serious music with it. But I don't get that when I don't get the humor side of things. I don't get that feeling when I hear that music, when I see it played with the long extended shots that we see in the films. And I don't feel like Hellboy is doing the exact same thing. It's supposed to be serious. I mean, obviously anything less like, like let's do like Angels and Demons in this sense does that. I mean, at least looks like the audience is liking it. I mean, 67%. I
mean, the trailers were kind of funny.
I mean, yeah.
They're interesting. I don't
They're
think
interesting.
I'll see it. I would never, go to the theater. But
same.
Probably won't even watch it, honestly. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm not excited about it whatsoever.
Yeah. I don't know, it doesn't really spark my interest. I mean, if I ever did watch it, just speak for the comic aspect of it. Yeah. Really. And I'd probably want to start with the originals that probably didn't do very well either. But that version doesn't even look that different than the originals either. Just so they're capitalizing on CGI in it, and but it seems like that the makeup for it is pretty
much the same.
Well, that's kind of. I mean, that's obviously bad, but at the time it came out, I mean, this was 15 years ago, but it they're still using traditional makeup for it. I mean, it's pretty flat. This is better, but it still looks like this is the same guy almost. It's not, but it looks like it almost is.
Yeah, it does.
I think it's kind of the point.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? No, it's not.
Well, it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing, yeah. I'm gonna Deadpool it and just have the same guy play the different characters. But I don't know. I mean, as a film, we have it, I guess. There's nothing really original Hollywood anymore. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have, really. Is there any other final thoughts you have before we cut this?
Not really.
You excited for Tolkien?
Excited.
Excited for Endgame?
Very.
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 Same. Do you have plans to go see Endgame?
I will definitely see it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have plans as of yet, but
I haven't just made any yet.
Yeah, but definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really excited. As soon as I'm even hesitant to even do it, but as soon as they release the tomato score for it, I'm off social media. So I'm sorry if I ignore your memes you send me on Instagram, because they
will be out there. There will be spoilers. It's just such a big thing. Everyone talks about it. You'll see something. So
yeah, I mean, I had Age of Ultron spoiled for me with spoiler alert: Quicksilver dies. I mean, this movie.
And sometimes it's not even the post. It's the comments. You just see a comment. Oh, this happens.
Yeah.
You suck.
Yeah, you suck, man. I mean, for social media, you should. It's polite to wait 24 hours to release TV spoilers and a week for movie spoilers. Yeah. That's polite. It's still come on, most people still don't see it opening weekend, except for like really diehard fans. But like even then, it's like if it's been like a couple months, if it's on DVD, I think by the time it's on DVD in like a couple weeks or so, you could talk about it. I mean, like at this point, I mean, like then it's up for game. But I mean, like when it's still new, come on. So I don't know. So like I'll be honest. I did Captain Marvel. I didn't do it with Ant-Man and the Wasp. Well, I did for Infinity. I did it for Infinity War. That's the first one I did it for. I didn't do it for Ant-Man and the Wasp. I mean, I thought I already knew what was going to happen because they said it took place during Infinity War.
Wait, we didn't talk about that.
Ant-Man and the Wasp?
How is Ant-Man getting out of
the
quantum realm? Everyone on the other side who was helping him was, vaporized.
Yeah.
How in the new trailer, he's knocking at the door.
Is this footage? Like, no, that's live stream of the door.
Yeah. But how does he get out of the quantum realm? Is there like, someone just walking around there, hears him, and he tells him what to do? Like, he needs help to get out, right?
Yeah, well, they're on top of a building in the van, like, doing the experiment. And, of course, to being smart, they would have set it up where no one would go out of them. So does he get out himself or does someone come help him?
Yeah.
And
because I feel like he's key to this.
Yeah.
Just the fact that he's teaming up with the Avengers,
Mm-hmm. Okay, I saw you guys at the airport in Russia. I'm back. Can you let me in?
He needs to be key to this plot. Yeah. Plus, just the nature of his powers or his suit.
He's both Ant-Man and Giant Man.
Right. Yeah. He can do serious damage if
he
wants to. So.
Yeah.
We won't talk about those theories, though.
Yeah.
How he might accomplish this. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So there's a...
Oh, you're...
Well, I mean, you mentioned it.
Sorry.
So there's this meme. They're like, why can't like Ant-Man just beat Thanos? Like, what he means, like he just has to crawl inside his body and then grow. That's all he has to do.
Yeah.
I mean, there's memes about how he should go about it. I mean, but I mean, I'll leave that up to you guys to interpret for yourselves. But it'd be like the gory side of Marvel. I mean,
yeah, I don't think that will.
I don't think they'll do that.
Well,
they're not going to do something that simple like that.
Teamwork, right?
Yeah.
If he can just, he should.
If one person can defeat Thanos, why are we going to make 2 movies about Thanos?
Yeah.
Infinity War is definitely Thanos.
And it won't be Ant-Man. Come on.
It'd be
He's
funny.
not even an Avenger,
Right.
Well, he will be, kind of, maybe.
He's not really an Avenger actually. Because he was brought into it during Civil War to fight with Captain America.
Yeah.
And then, he got locked up in prison. Yeah. So he's not technically an Avenger. Yeah. Hawkeye, though. Hawkeye's back. His transformation into Ronin. Switching. It looks like he was training like one of his kids for shooting arrows. Yeah. But I think that was pre-snap. I think it was pre-snap because like he had his haircut and then now he has his mohawk. There's this. You guys need to go look this guy up on Instagram. There's this guy. He took a screenshot of a Hawkeye's new hairdo and he's calling it Mo Hawkeye. And he's posting every single day on Instagram until he gets his own movie. And I just think it's just really funny. It's just Mo Hawkeye. He has a mohawk.
Do you just see that every day on your feed?
Yeah, I see that every day on my feed. I'm like, yeah. Yeah.
Do you like them? Do you like the pictures?
Yeah. I do. It's funny. It's just I love quirky stuff like that. So yeah, go follow that guy. I think that's everything we have for today. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining, Sasha. This was fun.
This was really fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Cool. All right, tuning out. Bye.
Bye.
I mean, we just say bye to our audience, and I'm not going to say bye back.
Right.
Right.
Okay. You can edit this out, right?
I might.
Okay.
We'll see.
Real to real.